Hello viewers, welcome to another Player Spotlight on the channel. This is getting quite familiar now, isn't it? Because you keep coming back because I keep bringing you really good players. Now, last week we had one of the most unbelievable Player Spotlights that we have had yet. The guy from Guinea, who no one's ever heard of. No one mentioned down in the comments that they have signed him, but they did mention that they were on their saved game file sometimes, and he had turned out really good. So, and because he's a free transfer and the goals he scored, everyone absolutely loved it. And everyone seemed to like the fact of the new idea that we are integrating starting today with the Player Spotlights. We're going to be following this guy's career this time round instead of trapping him at one club. We're going to be following him through a sort of an organic career. We're going to put him at a club lower down, and then we're going to take him to another club, a big club, and see how he does in the better leagues and see whether he performs, whether he becomes the best winger in the world, because we had that last week. We had that last week with the other Player Spotlight, two really good ones. And to be honest, little spoiler alert, this guy, yeah, he's challenging for it. He plays in the same position and he's cheaper. But before we get into it, you guys will already know because I spoke about it before. I actually brought the early access earlier than what I anticipated. So there we go, a little treat for you. I did say it was going to start in August, but last week people on the Patreon have already realised that I brought it to them even sooner. So both of those Player Spotlights came earlier. And if you are a Patreon member already, you might be watching this before it even comes out. That is weird. That is fantastic stuff though. So if you do want to watch videos like this earlier, I mean the two from the week before, they were out 2 days before they actually went live. So that's obviously 2 days in advance that you get to see whether you have this player on your game, whether you can sign him 2 days in advance over everyone else on YouTube who doesn't have the Patreon. So page.com/MegLukeGaming, the $4 tier and above gives you access to the early access videos. And today, the viewers, this is the player we're going to be looking at today, Filip Stavanovich. Now, this guy is from Serbia. He starts off at Partizan, and to be honest, a lot of people have mentioned this guy's name before. I actually became familiar with him from the very first kind of few days of Football Manager. I knew about him back then, but oh boy, I've waited long enough to show you him. A couple of people have mentioned in the comments about him before, but I still feel like he is not known enough by certain people because of his value, because of his potential range, which I do believe is 170, then you guys might not know about him. And to be honest, 16 years old, he already looks quite good. The mental attributes, that's what you like to see, right? Physical attributes are there, technical attributes. You can see the start of a good player. Now, how much does he cost, Luke? That's what you all want to know. If we take away all this malarkey, so we just have the money value, no extras, they want 5.25 million. We can knock that down. Lovely. Shall we try 3 million? 3 million is accepted. I think I've gotten down to 2.5 as well, occasionally. If you try your luck, if you add on some extras, he will be even cheaper. So he is actually cheaper than the one last week, and he has the same potential range as the one from last week. So this guy could be an option. He is also from Serbia, so a lot of other countries will benefit from using that because of the obviously registration rules of being a South American player in a European country. This could be a benefactor for this man. Now, I did mention how we're going to follow this guy's career, and usually I will put the player at a different club, but Partizan are kind of where the club that I want to start at is. Like one of these clubs who are really good in a lower down league. I want to see these players there, so I'm not going to move him from the club. I'm going to keep him here for a few seasons, then we're going to buy him. Then we're going to see how good he gets. So let's take a look at what we're going to play with him. So what we're actually going to do is a very simple gegenpress formation from just how the game integrates it into the game. We're not going to play anything fancy. We're not using any downloaded tactics. Here he is on the left-hand side. We're playing him in this inside forward position. And I'm excited. On attack, let's hope he can get some goals, some assists. Why do I struggle with assists? Such an easy word to say. But I think we'll see a lot of development from this man. 5-star potential, 3-star current ability at the age of 16. So let's take you forward 2 full seasons. We're at the 2021 at the end of that season. So 2 seasons have been played. Partizan won the league and only lost 1 game. Brilliant stuff. We're not too worried about that though. We want to see how our man has done. Let's find him. Here he is already. 142 current ability. He obviously has the range of 170, and we have set it at 170, so we will go to the maximum. But to be honest, this player already at 142 current ability looks like he can do a job in a number of leagues, and for this league especially, he's 18 and he's absolutely bossing it. 4.5-star current ability, still has a way to go yet. Value. Now this is the benefit of following him on throughout his career. We can see a true value of this player now. So currently £2.9 million, but you need to take in consideration the league he's playing in Serbia. If you bought him and you took him to a bigger club, then his value would be a lot higher, of course, especially if you took him to England. That would skyrocket and be about 15 to 20 million pound value. So we know already he has the potential to benefit from, well, you have the potential from benefit of buying him early. When he gets to this point, you'll make a profit on him if you don't tend on using him, but you probably will end up using him when you see how good he does get. History-wise, how has he done so far? In 2 seasons, first season, getting into it, wasn't he? 16 years old, right onto the scene, 4 goals, 3 assists. This is the season we're talking about. This is why we always tend to skip the first season if we can. Because look at the numbers flying back in our face. 9 goals, 13 assists, 5 player of the matches, a 7.29 average rating. As he is 17, 10 and 18. Absolutely phenomenal stuff from Stavanovich. Really happy with that. 10 goals in total with 15 assists across all competitions, which they didn't actually do too much in. So champions there. But they were semi-final of the Serbian Cup. Knocked out in the group stage of the Champions League. Another couple of years. Now we're actually only going to go forward 1 more year because many reasons. 1, he is the top scorer of this league. Of this year, sorry, not of this league, of this year. A double as well. They won the cup and they won the league. 93 points, lost 4, drew 3. It's fine. They still won it by a country mile. Now, the reason as well that I brought you back here is because this is their last season together, Partizan and Filip Stavanovich. After this, I have bought him for a different club and we'll get to that as we skip forward to the next year. But let's have a look at him. He is valued at 6 million now, so that has gone up quite a lot, to be fair, in 1 season, but that's because of how well he has been doing. If we skip back to there, 148, so he's gone up a few more on his current ability. So still, if you didn't have a very good one, his minimum was 140. His minimum potential was 140. This is still how good he could be, and he will still progress as long as you have a better version of him in your game. And to be honest, the attributes are still really good for this current ability. He has it in the right places, I think, for an inside forward, which is what I like. He still has decent finishing, but obviously it could be better. But the dribbling, the long shots, the passing, the vision, it's just so good. And if we have a look at his history, he has had an unbelievable season in the Serbian First Division. 18 goals and 7 assists, 4 player of the matches. He's got a very high average rating as well. He's just been the forefront of their attacks. He has been the man who is getting the most goals over the strikers. So he's done exceptionally well. But it is time for this man to move on. Where are we going to put him? Let's go forward another year and see exactly where he ended up. So here he is, viewers. He has made the move to Inter Milan. Now, when I was thinking about the clubs that could do with one of these amazing players, when I thought of Filip Stavanovich, Inter Milan came quite close to one of the first teams I thought of because of that left wing side. They need a player like this. They have, and when I had the 3 years loaded, I looked at the clubs around and they hadn't actually bought anyone on the wings who could do a job like this man could. And we've played another season. He is now 20 years old, coming up to 21 in a couple of months' time. And look at his value, 38.5 million. So it just goes to show the £3 million you spent 3 or 4 seasons ago, you're getting 10 times more than that. Absolutely phenomenal stuff. Now, I actually bought them off Partizan for 6 million, so I just added myself as a manager and paid his value. And to be honest, Partizan tried stopping that. But because I had done so well with them, I spoke to the board, they allowed it. But you can already see, viewers, he's had his best season at Inter Milan. His first season has been his best so far. really, if you take in consideration the opposition he's going to be facing up against. 13 league goals and 11 assists. This guy is not afraid. For a part of this, he was a teenager. He came in, one player of the match, that's fine. You're still putting in 11 assists and 13 goals. 7.19 average rating. He scored 14 goals and got 14 assists in total throughout all of the seasons across all the competitions, which we will have a look at. Knocked out the first round by Man City. Runner-up in the Serie A Cup. In the Italian Cup, the Tim Cup, if you will, by Juve or Zebra, as they might be called on your game. Lukaku is still around. He was the top scorer, and he probably benefited. He probably benefited from having a lot of his goals coming in from Stavanovich. And to be honest, I'm pretty sure he would be very happy with that, because this man, his mental attributes now are absolutely glorious to look at. 15 anticipation, composure, decision-making, flair, off the ball, 17 vision. He's a beast, viewers. He is a supplier. 163 current ability. And we still have 7 bits of current ability left to fulfill. Can we get there? Let's go forward a couple more. 140k wages as well. The guy's loving it. And he looks kind of like Dave Azzopardi. You cannot tell me he doesn't look like Dave Azzopardi. Right then, viewers, we are back. This is the end of the 6th season now. So we skipped forward a couple of years. And we can see Inter Milan beaten off the top by 1 point. They lost in the quarterfinal of the Champions Cup. Runners-up in the Tim Cup once again to Milan, their rivals. Unfortunate. Lautaro Martinez has scored 32 goals, and Filip Stavanovich has got the most assists with 15 yet again. An absolute monster. Has he reached his full potential? Nope. It actually looks like he's gone down by 1. That's fine. I don't know why it does that, because some of these attributes have actually gone up, which is the weirdest situation you can ever see. His value is also gone down slightly to 26 million. But we will ignore that, viewers. We will ignore that. You did see it higher. I'm sure you did. Maybe it's because his contract was slightly longer. I don't know. But he still had 2 very good seasons in the last 2 seasons. From that 13 and 11, we had an 8 and 9. Still very good. And this season, we had 7 goals and 10 assists. 3 player of the matches, the most he's had since he joined the club. 15 assists and 12 goals in total across all of the competitions, with 5 player of the matches. So a couple of extra in the cups. This guy, yes, 22 years of age. Still a little bit left. That's what I mean. Still a little bit left. When he gets to like the age of 26 and he reaches full potential, he's going to be pretty much one of the best wingers in the world. And we end this video on a massive high, because we not only have a league winner, 92 points, crushed the league, but look at this, viewers. The Euro Cup winners against Borussia Dortmund in the final. A 2-0 victory. Phenomenal stuff. Unbelievable. Filip Stavanovich played in that. He got taken off in the 56th minute. Looks like he's been played for a while. But he created 1 chance and 1 key pass. 6.8 average rating. He was injured. That's why he came off. Unfortunate for him, I guess. But it doesn't matter too much. Look at what he managed to do. 30 assists this time round. 30. Unbelievable amounts. So fair play to him. He did very well. Let's look at him. Let's look at him. Did he finally reach it? Oh, he did. 170 current ability. And look at that, really, if you think about it. Just in that year, he managed to leapfrog up, when 2 years, he went down. So he's now at his full potential. This is what the maximum you can get for this player. And look, oh my God, £64 million. 64 million. And that's just value, remember. You've bought him for 3 million at the start of the game. Value now at 64. You could probably get an asking price of 100 million, and somebody like Chelsea or City or Barca or PSG, or of course they would pay 100 million straight away. £275,000 wages, worth it. To be honest, if you ask me, let's have a look at this incredible season. 18 assists in total just in the league. 4 goals, so he's really transformed into a provider, a goal-scoring provider, and that's probably because Lautaro Martinez is an absolute machine at this point in the game. We are 7 years into the future. I don't need to tell you about Lautaro Martinez, do I? Or I don't need to show you. You already know about him. He's an absolute animal. 7.29 average rating. You can't go wrong with a player like this, viewers. Is he better than last week's? This is the question that you need to be answering down in the comments below. Is he better than Ceballos? Is he better than him? They're both valued at the same. They both had the same kind of impact in the top league. Of course, Inter Milan won it. Tottenham didn't. But they've both won a European trophy. Oh, I don't know. His value and everything like that, taken into consideration, I'd say yes. And the fact that in most European countries, he wouldn't class as a foreign player. I think he works out perfectly, especially in the Italian league. You'd have to have a non-EU place freed up for Ceballos, whereas this man you wouldn't. That all adds up, viewers. And at 23 years of age, valued at 64 million, an absolute beast of a player, Filip Stavanovich. This is one of the best wingers in the game. 6 years into the future. What do you think? But there we have it then, viewers, the first player spotlight where we actually travel alongside with them. What do you think of that kind of methodology that we're using for the player spotlights now as we evolve the player spotlights going forward into these summer months and bringing you something a little bit different? I think it's important to keep updating and keep evolving the content that we're doing, and I think this is a very good natural progression for the series. So let me know what your thoughts are down in the comments. We have another player on the weekend, and if you're a Patreon member, you should have this video probably, if this is out on the Wednesday, you'll probably have it on the Thursday night. And this player will cost less than, I think it's 300k, and the stuff he does for a certain big European club is pretty phenomenal, to be honest, for a centre midfielder. I can't quite believe it myself. So you don't want to miss that. He's a very good player indeed. Someone I've never heard anyone talk about, again, and that doesn't surprise me, yet again. But still, I keep bringing them to you. You keep enjoying them. You keep smashing that 250 like target. Remember what I keep saying, 200, I haven't mentioned it yet. In this episode, how weird, I have not mentioned it. 250 like target. If you can hit it, we continue the 2 every week because you smashed it. Last week, you absolutely obliterated it, especially the first one. The first one came out, and you had hit 250 likes in 24 hours. That is unbelievable stuff. Fair play to you. Well done. Round of applause for you hitting the like target unbelievably quick. Round of applause for me for finding these players for you. Thank you very much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. I'll see you next time, guys. Bye-bye. I went wrestling, and I can't lift my arm. My triceps fucked. I have to do left-handed. Bye-bye. It doesn't feel right. It doesn't, but you're going to have to put up with it. Well, thank you very much for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, there's another one below that I have picked for you to have a look at. Also, if you'd like to sponsor me as a content creator by pledging to my Patreon page, you can do just that by following the link below and be like one of these wonderful people. Thank you.